up, everybody? It's another candle. I hope you guys are doing great today. It's nice and warm outside, so it's a good day to be outside. Today I wanted to talk about something that I feel like could benefit many of us, and even still could benefit me, because it's something that's about both quantity and quality. At work last night, I had the opportunity to be able to take over the radio. And I pretty much played worship music all day long. Almost the entire day. Towards the end of the day, I switched it up and listened to like a sermon and stuff like that, as we weren't so busy. But as the day started to go on, there was just me and one other person there. I'm not going to mention who it is because there's no real reason to. But I came and sat down for a minute because, pretty steady. I was like, I'm going to sit down while I have a chance to. So I sat down, and he told me, he said, man, all this God music kind of has me in my feels. I was like, I'm sorry, man. I can change the pace a little bit. And he said, no, honestly, I think I need it. I was like, oh, okay. And so I asked him, I was like, well, what's going on, man? And he opened up to me, and he told me about some things that was going on, some issues that he was having at home. And I'm sure he probably wasn't asking for any kind of advice. And I was willing just to hear him out before I tried to give any. But my advice to him was, in our lives, we get caught up. Oftentimes, we want to listen to our own music and want to watch whatever movies we want to watch, do what we want to do with our time. And I do understand that. As much as I try to delve into scripture and worship and prayer and stuff like that, sometimes I do have to take a break. Sit down and play a game for a minute or something like that. And maybe that's just where I'm at in life right now, that I can I can go quite a few days basically just soaking in God's word and His worship, and then I have to just kind of like take a break for one day. And not even usually one day, usually it's like one morning, and then I get right back to it. And I was just explaining to him, I was like, there's been a major difference in my life, in my family, in the way I as a husband am in my household, simply because of the fact that I left all secular music behind. I switched it up, and I committed to myself. I was like, if the music doesn't have anything to do with God, or it doesn't glorify God in some kind of way, then I'm not going to listen to it. And I decided the same thing with stuff that I watch. That for the most part, I'd say probably about 90% of anything that I'll go and I'll put on YouTube, it's going to be Christ-based. The only reason why it's not 100% is because there are one or two channels that I watch just for leisure, I guess you could say, just for enjoyment, more or less. One of them's a channel called Daily Tactics. I really do enjoy his videos because he's quite clean. I personally haven't found any of his videos where he's like cussing and stuff like that. And it's basically just tactics games, which that is the majority of games that I play. If I do play any games, it's always tactics games. And the other one's a channel called Ordinary Sausage. And it's just because me and my wife enjoy the fact that this guy will just take so many random foods and he will make them into a sausage. And I mean, it's all kinds of different stuff. But and I find those enjoyable. Do I watch them all the time? No, I don't. I basically just watch them whenever I'm, wanting a little bit of a break and some leisure. Something a little more mind-numbing, I guess I could say. But other than that, I changed it up a lot. The majority of the content, because YouTube is my main source of, I guess you could say, TV. The majority of my content is either scripturally based, learning something that's like diving deep into some research about a biblical topic, or it's sermons. That is the majority. That is that 90% of what I consume on multimedia apps. And don't get me wrong, I also use PureFlix, and every once in a while me and my wife will sit down and watch a movie. But the other change is if I sit there and I find myself not really having anything to do, and I don't know what to do with my time at that point in time, I'll try to either take that moment to just stop and pray, or read my Bible. Admittedly, out of the three, between listening to music, doing video research, and then reading and praying, I would say that reading and praying I actually probably do less of than the others. I'm not proud of that, and I'm working, I'm developing myself. It's not like I'm going to just have an immediate change and I'm going to be just a, perfect Christian spending all my time doing this stuff. I'm working on it. And nobody is going to just jump into this stuff and be perfect right off the bat. You're going to have time where you're changing the things that you enjoy. The Bible says to be changed by the renewing of your mind. Now, a way that I like to describe that is rewiring your mind. How is your brain wired to chase after enjoyment or leisure? What to do in your off time? Part of the rewiring that many of us often need is to essentially rewire ourselves to enjoy the things of God, the things that glorify Him and teach us about Him. And then just that little 10% of, well, now you can go do something that you would enjoy doing, which you should enjoy things of God. But I just mean things that aren't necessarily immediately about God. And like I said, that probably is the least, is my prayer and Bible study time. I should put more time aside for that. I do understand that. But there has been a major difference since I've changed those three things. And I don't really spend a lot of time outside of something that glorifies God. Unless I'm home, just playing with my son or something like that. That's different. Obviously, God wants you to spend time with your children, and you should still be teaching them the Bible in that process. But basically, what I was explaining to him is that if he wants to see a change in his home, he needs to make a change in himself first. And listen, a lot of people, if you're in a house, you could be in a house full of people who are, every single one of them are believers. Every single one of them are saved. That doesn't necessarily mean that they are spending their life with Christ, that they are trying to make everything that they do edifying to God. And if you want to see that change, you need to make that change in yourself first. As a husband, your family will fall in line, or they'll fall to the side, one of the two. I know that in my life, whenever I first started, probably about 2 years ago, to really want to change who I was and change how things were going in my home, I decided, I was like, all right, I'm going to start playing scriptures out loud. I'm going to try to sit down and spend time in the Bible. I'm going to put on worship music. And I can tell you right now that my wife and son did not immediately go along with it. It took them a little bit. And for a little bit of time, I was frustrated. And I was like, well, God, come on. Why isn't my wife interested in the same things I am? Now, obviously, everybody's different, so she's not going to be 100% interested in the same things I am. But I was younger, and I didn't quite understand this stuff. And, I was trying to more or less kind of drag her into Christianity. And one day, I think I talked to my mom about it, and I think I also talked to my pastor about it. But essentially, I was just like, I was told, and I understood. I prayed about it, and then I accepted that I need to just do this myself. And whenever my wife and my son sees a difference in me, they'll ask why. They'll ask themselves why, and they'll find the answer pretty quick. And then things started to change. Now, is my household perfect? Absolutely not. Me and my wife, we still argue every other day, sometimes every day, because we're still young. We're still learning how to live with each other in peace. And that's something that comes with time. You're not going to immediately get that. But the changes start to occur whenever you make those changes in yourself. And I told my friend at work that, and sent him a few songs to for him to listen to in his downtime, and prayed about it a little bit. And I really hope that it can help him in some kind of way, because it's hard to see whenever someone is going through issues in their family, because those are the issues that oftentimes hurt the most. Your family is the closest to you. They're the things in this world that you treasure the most. And so the fact that you care about them more than most anything else, they're going to hurt you more than anything else. So my message to him is essentially saying the same thing to you guys. If you're having trouble in your household, with your family, maybe with your friends, or maybe your coworkers, try bringing God into the situation more than you do anything else. Try not to worry about being the counselor or, the person who always has the right thing to say. Try not to just simply be quiet, because not communicating is an error just the same as bad communication. But invite God into your situation, and I can promise you a difference will be made. God says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all of these things will be added unto you." Well, that also includes your family. If you seek Him first, and you seek His kingdom first, then your family will fall in line eventually. It may take some time, but eventually they will. You have to show them the change in yourself. And there's an interesting point to be made with that, especially when it comes to husband and wife. And that is that a woman has no inclination to be subservient to a man that does not follow God. She has no inclination. Because you, as the man, if you don't follow God, you don't have a sturdy foundation. You are not stable for her. And until you get to that point where you decide that you're going to follow God first, you will continue to be a flimsy foundation. But whenever you plant your feet on the rock that is God's word, then you are firm. Then you are made strong. And a woman will be subservient and follow a strong man. A man who is strong with God. Don't get me wrong there. I'm not saying that every woman that is a wife should just cower down to her husband. That's not what I'm saying. You're supposed to work together as a team, with the man ultimately making the decisions and executive orders, I guess you could say. But like I said, what I'm saying here is not to say that a woman has no authority in her own household. She does. If a husband and a wife work together, then they share authority. And if they work together under God, then they share that authority righteously. Well, I hope this message has been of some kind of a benefit to you or your family. If you guys have any issues like this going on, you don't have to tell me what's going on. I'm not worried about that. That's something that if you know me and you have my number, you can message me about. But if you do have some issues that you are needing help with, just put unspoken down in the comment section, and we will pray for you. I will understand that whatever the issue is, it is involving you and your family and your friends, or just something that is not quite going right, that you need to be going right. Like I said, just put unspoken down there in the comments section. I appreciate all you guys watching the video. I appreciate all these viewers. Good grief. I think my channel has shot up over 6,000 views just from those the sets of those short videos that I decided I was going to do. And wow, what a blessing. I think I'm up to 52 subscribers now. Welcome, new subscribers, and God bless you. I hope you're enjoying the channel, and I hope that you get something out of it. I'll be praying for you guys. You guys continue to pray for me if you don't mind. I pray God blesses you and that you have a wonderful day. I'll see you later.